Good evening. This is another episode of Art and Our Entertainment, and I'm here with my wife.
Hi.
All right, so we are going to talk about Sandman Episode 2 Reflection. Let me do this without my glasses.
Oh, you gotta
So,
stop caring about reflections on your glasses.
I know, but it kind of bothers me when I'm this close and it's just like the glare.
Embrace it.
So, what do you, what how do you want to start this off? Because episode 2, um,
It felt really short.
yes, okay. Okay, if that's what you want to start with, yes, I definitely felt like it was short. After it was over, I think I looked at you, and I was like, man, this is a short episode. Not saying that it wasn't a good episode. It was
But
just
then we looked
it
and we
was
saw
short.
that this one was shorter, but all the other episodes were 45 minutes ish. But this one was 37, so it felt shorter. At least he's got his science cup.
It's my wife's cup.
Yeah.
So you were saying it felt shorter.
And it was shorter, but I do think I cried within the first 5 minutes because of the sadness of the gargoyle, but then it was happy, so that whole piece was
Yeah.
they hit the pregnant woman in the fields, so I was definitely crying.
I mean, you had a human response.
But I do think that they showcased the logical next step, which is that okay, so he's back in some capacity and he needs to get his stuff back. So how does he get his stuff back? All right, so we learned some stuff.
Did you explain why you cried? There was
Oh,
you don't
I
have to. We
mean,
don't have to get all into it,
I
but
said there was a gargoyle
oh yeah, okay, yeah. So the gargoyle, this
scene.
this sentient being, gave his life or gave its life, so the Sandman could regain his powers to correct a wrong. Because he's been in prison for what, a century, 100 years.
Over a century.
Was it 300 years? No, it
No,
was 100. It was just 100.
it was over. It was just barely over 100 years.
Okay, so just barely over a century. All right. So what were you saying?
I was saying it was like the
also
next logical step. He needs to get his
step.
stuff back. I'm really happy that they focused in on the what was her name, Ethel.
Ethel.
Yeah, because Ethel just pieced out and took all the shit and was like bye bye. But
Was Ethel?
Ethel was the chick.
Was she in the first one?
Yeah, Ethel was the chick that
So much
the
has been going
son
on.
that the son let into the building, right?
Yeah.
And then she started messing around with the dad, and then she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And the evil dad was like, "You're gonna get rid of that son."
Shit, that's
so
Ethel?
so she took all the stuff.
That lady that I vaguely remember.
Yeah, the young one that was blonde.
Yeah, and she was kind of like I didn't tell you, but I was like, she was around him, so I was like, okay, that's his wife, his girlfriend, or something, right? That was her.
That was it. It wasn't the son though, because the son was gay.
No, but so that even clarifies it better. So that lady was his. The lady was
essentially his stepmom.
Yeah, stepmom. Yeah, man,
And
it's so crazy. It's so crazy because time passes so.
Well, she used the ruby to keep because remember they said that the gifts of Dream kept everybody young and prosperous and did all the things. So she had the stuff. So she became she doesn't look her age.
She doesn't look her age.
Because
she stole something that wasn't hers.
Yeah, she should be in her 90s, and she looks like she's 52.
Like some Prometheus stuff. She took something.
Right, and then she used the gifts to create a career, and then I'm real happy that she protected herself from the demon instead of just I would have been real upset with her character arc if they would have been just oh well, she met a nightmare and she died. What? That would have been such a waste of a character arc. So I do really think that they did her character justice. I don't really know what's going on with her son, but we'll find out. because that was a little weird.
Right. I mean,
Like she gifted the ruby to her son, and then her son was taken from her because of the ruby.
so we're supposed to believe that her son was the problem, but honestly, I think that um, she's she's punishing him unlawfully, and I think it's
Yeah,
just
their dynamic is strange.
not
We'll learn more.
maybe not completely unlawfully, but I do find her more of the villain than I find her
Yeah.
son more the the villain, just because
Mhm.
she has all this power to
Mhm.
she has the power to put him into this prison, or she
Mhm.
likes to say
Hospital.
hospital. I mean, for we don't know how many. Do
Mhm.
we know how many years he's been there for? A long time, it seems like.
Right, because their age could be false. Like
Right,
the
right.
actors
She's supposed to
looks.
be 80 or 90. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she's supposed to be
So,
rolled.
it's it's interesting. I'd let me see what I really gathered from that. I like that it showed some of his abilities, because he's in a
Who?
situation.
Dream.
Yeah, he's in a situation. He's in a situation where he's just, he's out of that. He's out of his imprisonment,
And now
and
he's got to pick up the
and
pieces.
he's got to pick up the pieces because his realm, the dream world, it's falling to pieces. So like just to see, how he goes about trying to regain his power, I thought was very interesting. And then some of the elements that they showed, uh, the links that he goes to reclaim that, and the people that he
Mhm.
has to encounter in order to figure
Mhm.
out, okay, like, how do I go about getting my tools back, you know what I'm
So
saying?
that way he
In
can
order for me
rebuild.
to be who I need to be in order to control this realm, because
Mhm.
now the realm, you know, is in chaos, because his absence has been, you know, it,
Negatively affecting
yeah,
everything.
his absence has been so severe.
Mhm.
Um, the consequences of his absence have been so severe. He's been gone for 100 years, and I like how he has brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
that all control their realms.
And I can
And
now kind of
kind of
see.
reminds me of like yeah, it's really cool that way, man.
I can see how
Different
we're
realms.
gonna be seeing the different realms because he said he was like, all right, I'm gonna go get my sand from the Constantine family, and then he's gonna go to hell and get his masky thing. So and then he's got to figure out the ruby, and I think the
Okay, I guess this is a spoiler alert then. So he's got to find his ruby,
yeah
he's got to find his mask,
yeah
and he's got to
get his little baggie of sand.
his sand. His sand.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like
Because
okay?
that's what I mean, he's a
Yeah, yeah,
Sandman.
yeah,
So
yeah.
his
Sandman.
sand is his power, and that's why he took the gargoyle in the first place was to get the sand
Okay,
back
I'm gonna
that
ask a
he.
really dumb question. Is that like the sands of time? Because of
No, I think those are the sands that he uses to like create dreams and nightmares.
sounds really powerful, doesn't it? The
Because
sands of
because
time.
the Cursenthian or whatever, the evil demon with the teeth
He'd
for
be like,
eyes,
and then
he
sand.
he said, no, I can't use those tools because those tools are made of the same thing that I'm made of. So like everything that Dream makes or Morpheus makes is made of sand.
Let me cut through because I did something really nerdy, so I want to put more emphasis on the nerdy. So, when he reclaims power back, it comes back to him in sand.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Mhm.
it's in the palm of his hand.
Mhm.
So anything that he creates, nightmares, good dreams. If he needs to absorb them, they end up as sand in his hand.
Mhm.
So I thought
So
that
yeah,
was
he needs his sand.
yeah. And then you know, also Neil Gaiman was talking about how um they might not get a second season on Netflix, but not because the show isn't good. That's not why. It would only be because the show is so massive and immersive, and it
Hmm.
requires a big budget. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see this being a show. Uh, if Netflix doesn't continue it, I could definitely see it being a show on
HBO
some bigger
or
platform. I wasn't gonna say HBO. I wasn't
Amazon.
gonna name drop, but I could definitely see I could definitely see it becoming a big show on some other platform. Because I mean, I would be.
But I mean, Netflix has got budgets.
I
I
would
mean, Stranger
I would
Things.
think
Shit.
I would think it would be great on anything that would take the opportunity on it. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta look at checks and balances.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you're saying Stranger Things though on Netflix, man. Stranger Things, that's Netflix's baby.
I know, but I'm just
I
saying,
mean
like,
that
big budget
if we really be honest,
shows
I
with
know
big
Netflix prides
drama.
itself on being like, we made this original, blah 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 blah, and they've made a lot of original hits. But I would say clear cut, the cream of the crop of their babies, their original,
Yeah.
their original creations.
Yeah, it's kind of like Game of Thrones for
It's
HBO.
like Stranger Things is up here, and everything else is kind of like, man,
Mm-hmm.
because they're on. I mean, let's keep it really funky. What they're on? They're gonna this next season of Stranger Things will be Stranger Things season 4. No,
Six?
no, 5, 6.
6?
Let me tell you guys
We don't
something.
know.
Let me tell you guys something. I said that. I said that.
We know the episodes, but we don't know the season it's in. Whatever.
I said that to say this. Most seasons, I mean, most shows that are super successful only get like 4 seasons. So the fact that Stranger Things is in season 4,
Beyond.
season 5 territory,
Yeah.
that means it's just a cultural phenomenon. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm
Sandman.
excited to see the next episode.
Yeah,
of Sandman.
and one thing about watching Sandman, we're watching it very slowly, so that makes it a lot better. Because I know a lot of you guys and gals out there, y'all probably watched this as soon as it came out.
Oh yeah, you
those
watched all
those
the
of you who are
episodes.
were interested in it, those of you who also probably read the comics, y'all probably watched it like that. You know what I'm saying? But
We're learning to take it slow.
we
with
don't
certain
watch
shows.
stuff like that no more, man. We busy.
We're pregnant.
We're pregnant. You know what I'm
Gonna have
saying?
a baby. We ain't got the time.
Even before that, we weren't like, you know what I'm saying?
There was some shows we would watch super fast, and other shows we wouldn't, or we would like wait a whole year, and then we'd get into them super late, and then we watch a bunch of them.
That's always a cool way to get into a show after like all the
It's
hoopla and
great, yeah.
oh it's the worst show, oh it's the greatest show. Like once you get past all that and then you can actually watch without the hoopla. But all right,
yeah,
this has
I
been
liked
going
it.
on for way too long.
No, it hasn't. It's been perfect. Let's be done. And